Yep, there's a little thing I want to show you. This is a Kenwood amplifier multi-channel. Just a straight good old Kenwood amplifier, right? I'm going to pump the sound, the wave actually. I'm going to turn this light off here so you can see better. There you go. At the setting, we got the sound wave. And what I'm doing is this cable here, right, is piping into one of the channel of my auxiliary, right? And then I took the one side of the the stereo output from the speaker and hook it up to the little Sony speaker, right? Kenwood and Sony. Someone's going to get mad. So anyway, what I'm going to do, since it's already piped in, the signal is already working, my output is on. We are at 30 periodic millisecond, I believe, on a hertz. So let's see what's going on when I put the sound on. Okay. Now I'm going to move the periodic. Sound down. That's just sine wave. Let's go to square wave. Sound like a little racing motor, isn't it? All right, let's see if we can change that. Every sound wave have a sound that go to pulse, not impulse, pulse wave. Now, pulse wave is what makes those tiny little motor runs. That's how they runs. Two-phase pulse DC, off timing. It's that simple. Literally, all those motor, like I said earlier, all those motor run on sound wave. Without, then they cannot. The stereo cannot see it. It goes to different sound wave. You cannot hear it. Human cannot hear it, but just because it's past our level, or it doesn't have enough note in it, I believe. So, what moved the world on our world and this planet is sound wave. No sound wave, you have a stealth, total stealth life. Is no movement. It's just like segment pool, right? You ever go swimming in a segment pool? Not really, because it's segment, it's stink, it's old, and water don't change, and it's garbage, it's poison. So without a wave, a signal, this wheel cannot turn, as you can hear it. Don't tell me that's not the sound of running motor. Timing is everything. Doesn't matter if it's a gas diesel, steam engine, it doesn't matter. Electric motor, what you want to call it, induction motor, timing. That's all it's all about, timing and a pulse and a sound wave. That's all the world work on. Interesting, folks. We could play tune all day long, but the fact is, you remove the sound wave of the equation, and we have nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, hang on tough. Things are coming. All right, that's the other little experience. I'm running the sine wave through my amplifier here, and my amplifier, all it does is add watt to it and a small increase of volts. Now, as you can see, my motor kind of vibrate because I'm pushing the sound into it. Now look, it's vibrating. Try to not make a shadow here, but see, it's moving. My camera is too good, it's taking most of the vibration away. Now we're going to change the tone. Now, you listen to this motor now, it's singing to you. Now the frequency is too high. So now we have a tone, sound wave at a high volume. Now let's see if I can crank up the sound wave by cranking up the watt. Oh, I think I blew a fuse in my amplifier. So I guess we're going to have to use another channel, not going so up. But you can see I can increase the sound by cranking up the amp. So now my right side to auxiliary is kaput. But I got many more channels to test, so no big deal. It only cost me $50 to buy this thing. So now, when people say sound do not come from a motor, then they can suck my big one because they're full of shit. Here we go, folks. Here we go. We're going to try to make some tune. That's the sound of the motor. That's just changing the pitch. And now we're going to try another motor, so hang tough. Here's another motor, a different one, as you can tell. They're all the same, they all play sound, and you can make it jump by the sound. Now by having play with that and tune up with, and find out the frequency and the timing, that motor will run on sound, on a sound wave. That's a square wave. See, that's a sound wave. They all have sound. They all do it on a smaller level. Now we'll try another one. Hang tough. Hopefully you heard that through that little rotary solenoid, 12 volts. I removed a slight part out of it, and yep, the sound carries through any winding and the vibration create the sound. So there, you can think whatever you want, you can make up whatever you want, but to me, it's kind of neat. So let's find out what life takes us. All right. Well, see you in a bit.
Well, that was all those little tests we did. As you can see, even I hope the camera, the microphone of the camera, pick up the sound coming up from this little guy here. You know, this is a solenoid. You activate it, it does have a turn. You activate it, it does have a turn. It's an on-off solenoid, but it's a rotary solenoid, not a motor. But you can, if you spin it now, it's a generator, it's a wave generator. I can literally have sound wave coming out of it. Those little motor, as you see, when you hit the right sound pitch, it makes the little motor move. Why, when I'm changing the sound pitch, do suddenly I get the right one, oh, it moved. I didn't send any electricity in there. I sound sound wave to an amplifier, but no electricity. So, and why the motor is making sound? I don't have a controller anymore. Like people on TV was telling me, oh, your controller make that sound. I don't have a controller anymore. I have a frequency generator and a canoe amplifier and an outrunner. And you can hear also the music playing in this one. It does the same thing as this one. No difference. The other one, which the motor inside are more square because they're totally sealed. But it just gives you kind of an idea what are we really not looking at, because we're always consumed by electricity and the word electricity and the cost of electricity. What if the world doesn't run on electricity, but more likely on sound wave? How cheap it is to make sound wave? Very cheap compared to electricity, compared to AC. Sound wave is peanuts. Can you imagine if we can make motor or figure out a way we can create our own controller, sound wave controller, and we can pretty much light up, heat up, turn motors, power your cars, just with sound wave. It can be done mechanically, it can be done non-mechanically. It could be anything you want to do with this, you know, making a sound wave generator is very simple. I mean, you need an amplifier if you want to add watt. Your sound wave generator doesn't produce a whole lot. So you amplify it with an amplifier. That's what an amplifier does. It amplifies the sound you put into it, you know, and the sample words. So, you know, it's kind of ironic. So many people are against the idea of sound moving things, but they're living in a sea of sound wave, of frequency, of harmonic and non-harmonic. You know, when you go to a city and there's construction and big equipment and jackhammer here and compressor there, you know, you don't have harmony anymore. It's disrupted. That's what people, I can't stand that sound because it's broken. The sound is just, the frequency is broken. It's not pleasant to the ear. But if you go to a concert, right, it doesn't matter if it's hard rock or classical or you know, or strictly vocal or musical, it's pleasant to you because it's not broken. It's harmonic. And I believe, you know, for the last 3 or 4 days, I've been really thinking hard on that one. You know, when you really think about it, when the world, some countries are on a total chaos, it's just because, and you can feel the country, and the harmony is not there anymore. It's broken. It's a chaos everywhere. It's terror. It's misery. It's everything. But when you really think about it, it's just because of what's happening around it. Because the harmony is broken. It's not harmonic anymore. It's a chaos. So when the war's over, the harmony starts to rebuild itself slowly, and then it's back to people can live again. I mean, I'm not a scientist. I don't try to be a scientist, a physicist, or this or that. I'm just a dude who just does not accept what I've been told yet because it doesn't make sense. I've been doing, that's one thing I can do is logical thinking, and it's no logic of how the world functions today in some place, because there's no harmonic there. It's just totally chaotic, you know, and it just, you know, I don't know, it's hard to tell. I mean, when you really think about it, it actually gives you, you know, a bad feeling inside, because you're figuring out the trigger point of bounds and out bounds. And when you know that trigger point and you figure it out, you know, where about the trigger point, how far can you go, and how low can you bring it up, you know. When you figure that out and then you look at the world after, it just makes the world look not so appetizing anymore. Seeing the chaos that we see, you know, every day, you know, and it's just no harmonic. It's just no timing. The timing is off on everything. You know, it's just like a car, a motor for a car, right? If it's not timed properly, it might run, but it will run rough, and it will make backfires, and then it will be hard to start. It will have no power because it's not timed. You bring the timing back in place, that motor will burn tire, run smooth, good on gas, right? You know, as far as good on gas go. But it's all about timing. Same thing with an electric motor. All the amount of stators or leg of stators and the rotation and all that, and the hertz you're putting into it, or the frequency you're putting into it, give you the speed. It times everything up and gives you a speed. So I mean, like, you know, when you really think about it, you know, and I want you folks to think about it, because why everything you touch is about timing? What about life around you? What about how this planet works? Well, the sun is timing, the earth is timing, everything is timing. The whole solar system is timing. So many revolutions, so many years to go around this, and so many years to go around that, and so many revolutions. Like, if it does not call timing, I don't know what timing is. You know, timing was designed from circle rubbing against another circle and find out how many turn that circle will do to turn this bigger circle. And then see the point of timing. It's just like, to me, it's very much about timing and frequency and sound wave. I really believe now, you know, we're playing with small potatoes, which is called low voltage. And why, you know, the industry and the government is so against high voltage. We're the only continent with 120. Everybody else is at 240. And I believe if everybody was at 740, we wouldn't have that problem of lack of electricity and expensive electricity. You know, because over 700, the resistance of the voltage through material is minimal. As it goes up, it pretty much disappears. So why are we using a voltage where the resistance is extreme? We don't need that. We need to make a clean signal. Not a rumbling signal, a clear signal. You know, not a noise signal, a clean, clear note signal at the right frequency, at the right time, and things will move. Now, I seriously believe if you master the world of frequency and notes, and you combine them together, you can achieve just about anything: levitation, transportation, lifting heavy object with no tools. I believe this is highly possible, and I believe that's what it was done a long time ago. We just lost the knowledge. We lost the knowledge because someone had an agenda. They didn't want the people to have the knowledge anymore. They just decide, you know, it's just, we can't control people who have their own power, their own energy, their own life. We have to control them. And that's exactly where I think everything goes, is about controlling. And that started a long, long, long time ago, talking about. And the control started on people thousands of years ago. It is like, you know, as far as history can be written, or, you know, it just, as far, a long time ago, it was always slavery, always control, always one person on the top of the mountain. You know, there's no such thing as the government. The government is not a pyramid. That comes only one prime minister, one president. Okay, why is not 3, 4, 5 of them if it's not a pyramid? Why they have layer below them? Why the layer is not beside them? Because all of it's a pyramid scam, and they don't want people to know that, and it just, you know, it's a scam. But if it's some people out there who like to listen to motors and stuff like this, get yourself a frequency generator, an old amplifier, a speaker, and some outrunner, and play with it. And you will see things like, you know, it sounds work. And it sounds work. Doesn't mean that's how those motors run. Not with electricity, but a perfect tuned pitch at the right frequency. So this is my little experiment I did. You know, it's too bad my other one didn't want to. I kind of screwed it up the night before. I should have videoed all the first tests I had, but then before I decided to add a cap to it. But that's the way you go, you know. Sometimes you win some, and sometimes you lose some. But I have lots of witness, so it was not on video, but I have some credible witness that were with me, and